Incredible afternoon, everyone. Incredible afternoon. How is everyone doing? All right, as you can see on the screen, we're going to do something a little different. Over on 365 Creative Academy, that YouTube, that was one of the reasons why I started a third YouTube channel, was to do small videos here and there from other programs, because I have my role in wanting to do some things in Illustrator, and even doing some Photoshop stuff. So I got a request from someone in one of the groups that I'm in, and they were looking for someone to change the color uh of the dog that was in a file that they had, so that it can look more like their dog. So I took I said, you know what? I'll have her reach out to me, because this can be a great learning moment for others. I know there are several of you guys who are interested in learning how to use Photoshop. Now, on my website, we do have an essentials to Photoshop. I don't necessarily design fully in Photoshop. I Photoshop. So I will do image editing. That's what I personally use it for. Unless I'm doing something like my thumbnails, it's a lot easier because of the shadows and, like, all of just the different layer styles. So I like to use it for my thumbnails. I use it somewhat for my banners, for websites and stuff like that, for certain things. But I mainly use it most times to actually, like, Photoshop, or if I want to add like different blend modes and things like that. But it all boils down to Photoshopping. Like, when you think about Photoshopping and changing things, I don't do a lot of like full on designing. I love Silhouette Studio for that part of it. So today we are going to do some image editing in Photoshop. I'm going to just share that with you guys. All right. So if it's something that you guys are interested in, be sure to stick around. Give this video a thumbs up. If you want to watch the playback of this and you're watching over on Facebook, right now, the playback of it will be on my YouTube channel. So it won't live in Facebook land forever. You will have to head over to our YouTube channel, 365 Creative Academy, to catch the playback of this and catch any additional Photoshop videos or Illustrator videos that I will drop in the future. All right. So let's go ahead and get into this. I am Shakia, the professor of HS Inc. 365. We are the parent company of Silhoueholics Anonymous. Y'all know that's my baby. I love teaching Silhouette Studio, and that's a platform I've been teaching on for the past 7 years, to teach you how to design in Silhouette Studio, and also use the machines for various things. We also own the Honestly Speaking line of products. We currently carry Sublimation ink, Sublimation paper, pigment ink, accessories, and some other things as well. And there's more in the pipeline. And then, of course, 365 Creative Academy, which is my online academy for a wide variety of creative courses to help you, whether you are trying to turn your skills into, you're trying to monetize your skills, there we go, or if you're just wanting to just enhance your creative and your crafty design skills. All right, so let's go ahead and head over to Photoshop. I'm going to turn off these layers, and we're going to take a look at the original image. So this right here is the original image. Okay. And then with this one, at first she was saying, she asked about just making the brown spots darker, or like working towards more brown. So originally I just went in and just kind of really emphasized it. I did basically the burn tool, to where I made certain parts of, let's zoom out just a little bit here. So you'll take a look at this. So this is the one that was edited with the burn tool. And then this is a lighter version. Can you guys, if you're watching live or if you're watching the playback, go ahead, write it in the comment section if you can tell the difference between the original and the first layer of adjusting, which is just simply adding a like burn. It's called burn. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that as well. So I'm just going to take this one and we're going to duplicate this layer. And we hit OK. And so we're going to turn these off. So on this one, which is the copy, I'm going to come over here to This icon, it's, of course, if you scroll, you'll see the one, it's like, it's your burn tool. And we're going to go here. You can adjust um, the size of your brush. So right now it's at 75. It's a soft brush. And all I'm going to do is just go over. So where it's white, it's not going to change it too much. But where there is color, you'll see that it changes that and it just becomes a darker color. So I'm going to just do one half. And the more you brush it over it, the darker it will become. So you guys see the difference in the original and then here. So we can go in and try and make this a little bit deeper. We can come to this side of the face. And of course, you can always adjust the brush, because once you get up here, you're going to start to change the other colors around it as well. So you can just come in here and make it just a tad bit darker with your burn tool. And that's all it takes. Okay. All right, so we're going to just go ahead. And you know what? I'm actually going to not do this side. That way I can do both kind of, and you can see the difference. So I'm going to just burn this side a little bit more, just so it's a little bit darker. Okay. And also even in here, I'm going to do right here where he's a little bit darker. All right. Now I'm going to do basically a color overlay to change the colors, because what she really wanted, we're going to layer off and turn on the original, and I'm going to turn on some colors. So we're going to go here and you're going to see now he's a much lighter dog. So that's one set of colors. And then there is so I'm going to turn this one off. I'm going to turn this one on. So this one, he looks a little too bright. He doesn't look natural. So it's all about which color you choose for your blend mode. So this right here, I'm going to turn all the other ones off. That's a darker color. And the crazy thing is the darker color looks weird, and it's the lighter color that actually looks better on top of the dog. So this is the original image with the color layer that has a blend mode of, what is the blend mode on this? I forget, of soft light. This is the one that's burned. So look at the difference in that. So sometimes you're going to have to combine different techniques. So if I did the burn first and then I put the color overlay on top, the colors become darker and richer. So this is like this layer right here has the burn on it. This layer does not. So you see the difference in the dog. So the original with the color overlay, burn layer with the color overlay. Okay, so now I'm going to come to this one. I'm going to turn it on. So look at the difference here. So this is the burn side. This is the side that is original. So you can clearly see the difference in the two sides there. Now you can also do it where, like, let's say you don't want to burn this one, like the original image. There are ways where you can do that too. And so it's like you can do that as a separate layer and then, do everything in layers and just change the blend mode. So how do we go and just change this? Because technically, I'm going to come back to this layer. If I add over this, so I'm going to let's just add another layer. So we're going to go a new layer here. I'm going to put this right under that one. And I'm going to come over here to now my brush tool. If I were to take my brush tool, I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger. So this is going to be a faster process. And I'm going to go on this layer and I'm just going to brush, right? It's going to go over his sunglasses. And we're going to come here to normal. We're going to go to soft light. So, I mean, it makes it's not that big of it's not really that big of a difference between the sunglasses here and here. It makes the sunglasses a little bit darker. It did change the green of the water. Well, it's supposed to be blue, but it makes it look a little bit like green. So you can kind of just go over it. And because there's no white there, it's not going to affect it. Now it will change his collar. If you're not wanting to do that, then of course, you're also going to change the, you'll end up changing anything that has color in the background. So if we just go over it. So I'm going to turn this one off and turn this one on. oops, wait a minute. So let's turn this one on. So you see the difference in the sunglasses. So that one and then this one. So it's actually the color in there didn't change too much. It changed a little bit. Yeah, it made it to where certain colors are like more like greenish like. So how do we avoid this? We're going to create another layer, right? And we're going to, based off of the original image, so we're going to turn this one off, we're going to turn this one off, we're going to turn all these other ones off. Based off of the original image, we're going to create the area that we want to actually isolate that color to. So we're going to come back here, we're going to go over to our quick selection, and so we're going to go over to our quick selection, and we're going to go back to we're going to go here, and we're going to go over the image. Okay. And I'm going to pick up on, like, just kind of going over really quickly the dog. And I'm going to go to the minus sign because I don't want the collar. That can go back to plus and kind of refine this really close to the collar. Add this part back in. It is around the sunglasses, so I don't have to worry about that. But if I don't want to have like his teeth area in it, so we're going to go to the negative and we're going to remove this part, but then go back in, change our brush size, and kind of like pick up. It doesn't have to be like super perfect in this. So we're going to just pick up around here to where his mouth and his teeth and things aren't really included, because there's a little bit of gray in there. So we don't want to change that too much, but it is a lot of white. So now that we have that, we're going to also remove this part right here. So I'm not going super perfect on this, just to like the main parts of the dog. Now that we have that as a selection, we have the marching ants. We're going to go back to that layer that I created. We're going to turn it on, and I'm going to now paint in this area. So you can choose different colors of brown. You can choose like to enhance one of the browns. Like once we enhance this color, we can pick that color out. So I can click on this, bring my dropper over, and I can select a brown from here. I can pick a color from, throughout the color picker. I can come over here and pick a brown. It's up to you. And you'll probably have to do a couple different ones to figure out which one's going to work best, right? So we're going to go ahead and hit OK. I'm okay with that one. And then you're just going to paint like there's nobody's business. Because it has a selection, it really doesn't matter what size your brush is, because we're just going to paint and it's going to fill in this section. He looks absolutely crazy, right? So now we're going to come over here to our blend mode where it says normal. You're going to click on that, and I'll just go through all of them so you can see the way like how they'll look. And that's not bad. Like if you really wanted like maybe some of that white to become brown as well, that's not too bad. And of course, you can always change your saturations and, mess around with a couple different things, like fix like right here by his mouth, because that's not included. But we're going to come to the soft light. And that's the one that, it's going to be the better one. But I'm going to go through all just so you can see how different the colors. And this is photoshopping. This is where you're using blend modes to get different effects on things. Okay. All right, so we're going to come back up here to soft light. I'm going to come back up here to selection. We're going to go to the plus sign, and we're going to add this part back in. We're going to add this part back in. Oh, come on. I just want to add, but it's fine. All right. I'm going to add that part. I'm going to make sure. Oh, you know why? Because I'm on the wrong one. So let's go back down here and, oh, come on, undo. Let's take that out. Let's see. Let's add a little bit up in here. I'm going to add this part right at his lip. And again, you can adjust the size of the brush as you need. And we're just going to come back up to this layer, go to the brush tool, and just finish filling in those little areas that were still kind of like the original image. And now that we have that, we can go ahead and release the selection, And you can then merge it together if you want it to be permanent, or if you end up just like exporting this as a JPEG or PNG, it will be this color. So here is the one that we just did. So this is original, and this is, and you can see here how different the color is on each side of his body, because this side we used the burn tool, this side we did not. Okay. So hopefully you guys found this video helpful. If you want to see more content from Photoshop and Illustrator, and eventually some like Corel Draw, make sure that you guys go over to 365 Creative Academy on YouTube. The link is in the description of this video. If you're watching over on Facebook, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. As the channel grows, I will add more content for other programs, but we got to get that channel up there if you guys want to see more content. If you have any questions, feel free while the video is up over on Facebook to post your questions there, or go to the video on YouTube and post your questions, or post any requests that you may have as far as content. All right. All right, guys, until next time, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity, be incredible, and don't forget to visit our website for all of your sublimation and pigment ink needs. Don't forget, every Thursday, a new file drops that's free for the week. This week's going to be a really, really good one. So this week is protecting my piece. If you're watching this video after July 6, 2022, you can always go to the website and purchase the actual file for $3.65. All right, y'all. Peace.